Good morning everyone. This particular video is the third most important topic of the congruence of triangle and a continuation from video 2 which you have already seen by now. So the last topic is based on inequalities in triangles. Now before we talk about inequalities in triangle, I wish to first discuss what do you mean by inequality in general in maths. Now, if you look at the screen, you will see the inequalities which we use in maths. So let us quickly understand and recap what do we know, what do we mean by inequality in maths. An inequality compares two values which can either show something is less or greater, or simply it can show that both the values are not equal to each other. In maths, when we write a not equals to b, what it means? It means that the value of a is not the same as value of b. If we write a with the symbol less than b, what do we mean? It means that a is less than b. The value of a is less than the value of b. Similarly, if we see the next symbol, which is a greater than b, it means that the value of a is greater than value of b. Now, if you look down, you will see that there are two more inequalities which looks very much similar to the less than and the greater than inequality. What is different? In this particular inequality, you will see that a less than sign has a small dash underneath it. It means that A's value can be less than B, or in some cases it might be equal to B also. So less than equal to B is that inequality which will cover not only the less than part, but sometime if it is equal, it will cover those situations also. So A less than equals to B means either will be less than B, or in some situation A can be equal to B also. Now moving on to the final inequality, it is A greater than equals to B. Now underneath greater than symbol there is a small dash. It means that A will take either the greater value or it might be equal to B. So it means that A is greater than, and in some situation A will be equal to B. On the right side of the screen we have the symbols, and the symbols I have already explained. The first symbol is a less than symbol. The second symbol is a greater than symbol when something is greater than the other. The third symbol is less than equal to, which covers the less than and the equal part both. Whenever something is less, it will cover that part also, or if it is equal, then also we can use this particular symbol. Greater than equal to means when something is greater or equal to. Now remember what we have learned in lower classes, that the crocodile way of learning, the mouth of the crocodile is always towards the larger amount. In that way also you can remember, but you have to remember all the four inequality symbols before we move on to the inequalities of triangles. The next slide is about the theorems which is based on the inequalities of triangle. Again, we don't have to learn their proof, we just need to learn their applications. Theorem 7.6 says that if two sides of a triangle are unequal, the angle opposite to the longer side is larger. Now what they're talking about, in a triangle we have three angles and three sides. It is only applicable when two sides of a triangle are unequal. Then angle opposite to the longer side. Now if we know that this particular side is longer, then the angle which is opposite to the longer side will be definitely a larger angle than the other two angles. Now if you look at 7.7, it is only stating the converse of 7.6. So it says that in any triangle, the side opposite to the larger angle is longer. So if you know that one particular angle is larger than the other two, then the side which will be opposite to the larger angle will be longer. Now on the right corner you will see the figure which shows what we are talking about. Now follow the arc PT in your figure 7.44. Now if you decrease the angle, suppose from AT to AS to AR to AQ till AP, what is happening? The angle A is being reduced. So the side opposite to angle A, that is BT, BS, BR, BQ, BP, it is also getting reduced. So if you increase the angle A, the side BT, BS, BR, BQ, BP, they are increasing. But if you uh, reduce the angle, then the sides are getting reduced. If you increase the angle, the sides are getting longer. Now, if you're still having some confusion, you can click on the link which is in the video, or you can copy or type it in your browser, and you will be able to see the activity which will clearly help you to understand more 7.6 and 7.7. Now we will learn the next theorem. Next theorem you already know from class 7th, that is the sum of any two sides of a triangle is always greater than the third side. So what they are talking about, that if there is a triangle, then you add any two randomly taken sides, it will be obviously equal greater than the third side. I've taken an example where there are three figures where H represents my home, P represents the playground near my home, and M represents the marketplace. Suppose I wish one day to go from my home to the playground. The distance will be HP. Now, suddenly I think of going to the market, which is represented by M. So my route will be HM. So if I wish to go from home directly to the playground, the distance is HP. But if I take a small detour and go to the market and then to the playground, my distance will be HM plus MP. So clearly you can see that if I directly go to the playground, the distance of the triangle HP is obviously shorter. But if I take a detour from HM to MP, the length is becoming longer. So this is very simple application you can see of the above theorem, that the detour way is obviously the sum of the two sides of the triangle is greater than the straight path taken from home to the playground. Next, let's learn the application of the theorems which we have learned just now. I have taken one example, example number 9 from NCERT. So what's the example about? It is saying that D is a point on BC of a triangle ABC such that AD is equals to AC, which is given and marked in the figure. You have to show that AB is greater than AD. So let's see how to prove the theorem, the equation. AD is equals to AC. Angle ACD is equals to angle ADC because of isosceles property. Now angle ADC is an exterior angle of triangle ABD. Look at the triangle ABD. ADC, which is marked in the diagram, is an exterior angle because it's lying outside the triangle. Now using the exterior angle property which we know from class 7th, ADC is equals to ABD plus BAD, the opposite two interior angles. So in other words, I can say that angle ADC is greater than one angle ABC. Why? Because in the above equation you see that ADC is a sum of two angles. So I can clearly say that ADC is greater than one single angle written in the equation. So it's just common sense. When something is a sum of two parts, it is obviously greater than each part. Similarly, ACD is greater than angle ABD from equation number 1, which I have marked above. Now following the equation, you will see that AB is greater than AC because side opposite to the larger angle is longer. Since I have already shown that ACD is greater than ABD and ADC is greater than ABD, so obviously the side which will be opposite to that angle will be larger. So AB is greater than AC. Similarly, we can show that AB is greater than AD, as AC and AD we have seen in the first equation they are equal to each other. So this proves our statement AB is greater than AD. Lastly, I have given one question as a homework, which is a question of NCERT. You can try this question and you can ask any doubt from your respective maths teacher. Thank you and have a nice day.